Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has said he has received assurances from US President Joe Biden that Washington will not abandon Ukraine in the face of Russian aggression.
Переговорів у мінському та нормандському форматах.
Western nations and transatlantic military alliance NATO have voiced concern over Russian troop movements near the eastern Donbass region, where Ukrainian troops are in conflict with Russian-backed forces. The Kremlin did not deny the recent troop movements, but insisted that Moscow was not threatening anyone and warned against any NATO deployment. Jordan's Prince Hamzah has said he will disobey orders by the army to not communicate with the outside world after he was put under house arrest. The half-brother of King Abdullah II and former heir to the throne has been accused of liaising with foreign parties to destabilise the country. The military said it had issued a warning to the prince over actions targeting security and stability in the kingdom, as Jordanian intelligence had intercepted communications revealing the plot. Some 14 to 16 people have been arrested in connection with the plan. Police in Northern Ireland have come under attack for a third consecutive night amid rising post-Brexit tensions in the region. Cars were set alight and masked people threw petrol bombs and bricks at officers. Tensions have been mounting with Northern Ireland's loyalist community in recent months, with increasing anger about trade deals separating the region from the rest of the UK. A total of 27 officers were injured in the clashes across Belfast and Derry. Emergency crews in Florida have been working to prevent a catastrophic flood after a leak had been found in a large reservoir of toxic wastewater. The leak in the containment wall of the 480 million-gallon Piney Point wastewater reservoir prompted Governor Ron DeSantis to declare a state of emergency. The Director of Public Safety for Florida's Manatee County has said that the structural collapse could occur at any time. Israeli protesters have accused Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of illegitimate use of power and of treating favours as currency. Netanyahu appeared in the Jerusalem District Court following an order from judges to appear in court to face charges of bribery, fraud and breach of trust. The Prime Minister denies all wrongdoing in the 3 cases against him, as his supporters and critics held raucous demonstrations outside. Over 100 people have died after flash floods and landslides hit Indonesia and East Timor. Torrential rain sparked widespread destruction in Southeast Asia as water from overflowing dams submerged thousands of homes. Indonesian authorities are evacuating thousands of people who have been driven from their homes following floods and landslides triggered by cyclone Seroja. A Bangladesh ferry carrying around 50 passengers has collided with a cargo vessel and sank in a river south of the capital Dhaka, leaving at least 26 people dead and many more missing. The double-decker ferry, which was packed with people rushing to go to their hometown after the government announced a week-long nationwide lockdown, was hit by a cargo vessel from the rear and immediately sank in the river. India has reported a record rise in coronavirus infections, becoming only the second country after the United States to register more than 100,000 new cases per day. The country's daily infections has risen about 12-fold since hitting a multi-month low in early February. India has now reported 12.6 million cases, the highest after the United States and Brazil. Eritrean forces have started withdrawing from the Tigray region in northern Ethiopia after fighting in a war against the region's fugitive leaders from the Tigray People's Liberation Front. The move comes after mounting reports blaming the Eritreans for human rights abuses, including rape, looting and the killing of civilians. For months, Eritrea and Ethiopia denied the presence of Eritrean troops, despite dozens of eyewitness accounts. And finally, Japanese swimming star Rikako Ikki has defied the odds and secured an Olympics berth 2 years after being diagnosed with leukemia. The 20-year-old won the 100 metres butterfly at Japan's Olympic trials in 57.7 seconds to seal her place. Ikki resumed training in March last year after spending about 10 months in hospital. She battled back to fitness and returned to competition in August last year, but said at the time she was not aiming for Tokyo and that the Paris 2024 Olympics was her comeback goal.
And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel studios in Lagos.